Hey everybody, welcome to Maximum Libertarian right here on YouTube. So if you're watching this video right now, please go click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so whenever we do go live, you can log in, like the video, share the video, do all that cool hip stuff for us because that will help us grow the brand and grow this
like the
thing.
video, smash the video, the like button.
Correct. So today we don't have so much of a topic, even though there's probably stuff out there. Well, it's not probably. There is other stuff out there we can talk about. But one thing that you've brought up several times, Dean, is that you've wanted to speak with about just leaders in the Libertarian Party and things to that nature. So I titled this video, "You Can't Plug Back In, Join the Libertarian Party." And the reason I've titled that was back in 2009, 2008, you had, John McCain ran against President Obama. And 2009, I actually learned about the Libertarian Party through Ron Paul and our local affiliate here in Roanoke. And God knows, in the early days, I wanted to plug back in and just pretend that the Republican Party was a party for small government, for protecting your rights, and all that good stuff. But as time has shown, the Republican Party has been an abject failure in being constitutional conservatives, putting their money where their mouth is. They'll speak one thing and say another thing, and then what they like to do is attack anybody and everybody because of their faults. It's like myself, as I've said in the past, I could lose 50 pounds, but I could sit here and blame everybody but. And I think that's what we got with the Republican Party. They don't want to look in the mirror and go, okay, where are we? What's our what's our deficit? But what's the problem here? Why are we not living up to our standards? Just like when I look in the mirror myself, I have to make that, or I have to go, well, I got to eat better. I've got to make sure to take time out of my day to work out, to meditate, do other things. So my question to you, Dean, lead us into this for a little bit. Talk to me about it. Your leadership that you want to talk about.
Yeah, so much. I figured we talk about who brought us into the party, or who people in the Libertarian Party that may be who you look up to and what you look up to do. To them for, and the big stage, who's the people that you admire in the Libertarian Party. You came from the Republican Party, much different, not different. You talk about how the Republican Party is. Well, I came from the Democratic Party. So coming from New Jersey, a very liberal state. But the Democratic Party then and the Democratic Party now are so much different. Party back then, before 2008, was, before Obama, was more a help the working man, help the farmers, help all these people. Still was more of a bigger government thing, and I never always agreed with them, but there was more of the social aspects that I liked in there. Didn't even really know about the Libertarian Party prior to that. I did things that was libertarian well before I knew what a libertarian actually was, and became one in 2008. I never card carried till 2013, and that's when I met the Roanoke Valley Libertarians. But man, it's just like you said, it's so polarizing. Like the Republican Party going to the more populist Trumper type style, the Democratic Party's went socialist, and it ain't the Democratic Party anymore. And so it's funny when you get in there and you become a libertarian. First thing you start off, you should do, any good libertarian, is get involved with your local affiliates. Become an activist. Be active on what you believe in with the Libertarian Party at your local affiliate level, and that's what Roanoke Valley Libertarians did for me. I met Brian. I met the crew, Melissa and everyone else, Charles Angel, Scott, Andy, people that brung this party in Roanoke together, and learned so much off of them. So the pure start of my libertarian, Gary Johnson in 2012 with presidential stuff. And I card carried 2013, got involved with the local RVO when Melissa was the chair, and Brian, I believe you were the vice chair at the time, and I was welcomed with open arms, and I learned so much about the Libertarian Party. And to the people that brought me in, yourself, Melissa, Scott, Charles Angel, Scott, Andy, then Dr. Lark got involved. I'll go into that in a little while of how things progress when you're a libertarian and you really want to be involved. But I got involved in something that I really started enjoying, and the enjoyment of being involved in the Libertarian Party since card carrying since 2013, which is 8 years. Doesn't seem like 8 years, but it's flown, and I've had so many opportunities because of it, and I'll get into those opportunities shortly. But I asked myself, who are the people that you look up to in the Libertarian Party as a whole? And you said Ron Paul, and that's a good point. I liked Ron Paul, even as a Democrat. I liked Ron Paul. I liked what he had to say. I liked his small government thought process. This is when I was transitioning out of being a Democrat. But I still cared about some of the other things, such as, criminal justice reform and things like that. So, I still had the liberal side. You start studying it and you find out there's 11 types of libertarians, and where you find out on your scale that I'm a classical liberal, which kind of fits what you are, Brian, also. It just means you want small government, you want to care about social issues, but you agree that there should be a small safety net there for people that in real need. And that's what a classical liberal is, and that's where I am on the scale of libertarians. But that's where I started. And I mean, I can go through the rest of my story and then let you go through the rest of yours, where how you came up through the party and where you're at now. If you want that, if that's fine with you, Brian, that's what I'll do. It's up to you, bud.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's pretty much open, discussion right now. So
I mean, Brian became good friends. Brian is one of them guys. I'm not blowing stuff up his ass. He cares, and I'm one of them people that really care. I'm firing EMS. I care a lot about people, and something you have to understand when you're in the Libertarian Party is you have to care, and caring about people is one thing. You have the non-aggression principle, which is don't hurt anybody. You do whatever you want with your body and your property, as long as you don't hurt nobody, and don't steal their stuff. Okay, so it gives you a wide opportunity there. Brian's one of them guys that easy to cling on to and learn from, and he philosophically got me a little smarter. And Charles is just a mind. Charles Angel is just a mind that man has. He was in Chicago, and he told us about all these stories that I've heard over the years from Charles. God bless him. I'm happy that he's doing better and Angel's doing better after having the medical issues they've had. But though they really sunk in, and then I heard Dr. Law, and that was a big turning point with me. I didn't understand the Libertarian Party and Libertarianism as a whole very well. I would say by 2015, I had a pretty good grasp about the Libertarian Party and what libertarianism was, and the fewer aspect. Because the more you listen to someone like Dr. Lark, which to me is one of those people I look up to very heavily, because he kind of has that gives you that addicting knowledge that you need, and is a great mentor. And between you and Scott, everybody in the RVL, and Dr. Lark, that's what jump started me. And like I said, things happen fast when you work hard in the party. Just being an activist. Start off with helping in political parties. Rob Sarvis, great man. Another person heavily look up to in the party, because he was a real good libertarian. The best libertarian probably to run a candidacy in the state of Virginia by far. Very, very well. Went all over the state, very knowledgeable, and taught me a lot also about my aspects then of wanting to possibly run for office. So I got that from him, I would say. And then you have Will Hammer and Cliff Hyra, Paul Jones, just these people that just kept popping into, the view of me. And I was in a 6th district living, so I became the 6th district secretary underneath of you, Brian. I think you took it over after Jonathan Parrish left, if I'm correct,
Right.
and became 6th district secretary under your tutelage. Learned a lot, still learned a lot. I moved into the 5th district, so I had to give that spot up. At that time, Melissa Scott, which is another great libertarian that severely missed in the actual RVL and the party itself, had a lot to do with it too. And I seeked to become the chair. I feel I had enough knowledge at that time to be dangerous. Enough knowledge to be dangerous, meaning I knew enough about the libertarian message and to spread it well. Not perfect, but well. And nobody's perfect, but enough that I could be a leader. And at that point, come across Eric Bowling and other people like that, Charlie Milner, people like that. Just it spread out. It got good. We almost tried to start a Bedford affiliate, kind of fell apart. But you know what? Still, Bedford between Roanoke and Lynchburg, and I do my part as an activist still. So I ran and became the chair of the 5th district with Eric Bowling as my vice chair. I had Michael Allen Sale, and I had Paul as my treasurer. And those years went fast, really fast. But things took off. Like we got Gary Johnson came to Liberty. That was a huge part of the time that I was the 5th district chair. You were the 6th district chair, so things were taking off in my view, and we just had so much fun on that, and just kept going. Like it just continuously goes and goes, and the more you move up in the Libertarian Party, which is what'll happen if you get sucked into this beautiful party, where it can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but it's just I love doing it. So I became an SCC. I had met Bo Brown, which was the chair at the time. Things seemed really well, so I served that. We came up with the Liberty. Dr. Lark came up with the idea of a Liberty tour that Eric and I talked about, and we wound up doing that. And Eric did a lot of footwork on that, and things went really well. A lot of successes because the whole team. It's never an I thing; it's a team situation. So at that point comes to the part where I want to run for chair of the state because I think things can be changed. And I do that, but in the middle of it, Dr. Lark kind of wants to take a back step, and I learned so much off of him. So I had talked with him, and before we went to Richmond, we had discussed the fact that I should run for secretary, and that he fully supported it and would put me up a nomination. Which meeting that man, and learning so much from him, it was an honor. So I was put into circulation and won secretary, and now in the state party executive committee on the SEC, and was able to get you involved with membership, which is going to really take off here shortly. I think we're going to have a comms director real soon. So things are taking off so quickly, and I took that opportunity to not become chair to allow Nick Dunbar to become chair, and it kind of worked out good because my future obviously is likely going to be running for chair again and probably succeeding in it. But things happen for a reason. You got to be at the right place at the right time, and you got to have a good message, and you have to work your way up. I don't think coming into the party and just wanting to be a leader is the proper way to go. I think you need to earn your stripes, and something that you and me both did, Brian, is earn our stripes along the way. And we don't pass everything. We fail sometimes, but we get up off our asses and we do our job, and we do our job to the best of our abilities. 2019, I run for House of Delegates. Unfortunately, I had to drop out because my dad unfortunately had cancer. Luckily, he's in remission. I'm running again in 2021, and because I don't quit, I'm not a quitter. I don't want 2019 to go as saying, well, Dean quit. Dean didn't quit because he had to quit because of family. Family comes first, and because I want to change it for the people. The people are important. That our libertarians are coming up to be libertarians, and now involved with multiple presidential candidates, and actually being a delegate for the national convention was cool. Wish it would have been more in person, but it was pretty cool that even online. It just was different. It was memorable, and so that's where I'm at now, and that's over a period of 8 years. And it doesn't feel like it. I don't know about you, Brian, but it doesn't feel like it's went that fast, but it has, and we only have good things ahead, in my opinion.
I do think we've got good things ahead, and it has been fast, but time moves faster the older you get. Um, I mean, I've looked back, and I think what I really want to do during the coronavirus, and I haven't really taken the time to really assess. I've done it in the past, but I really want to assess what the successes we've had, and I would like to evaluate what failures we've had, because there has been things what I thought would have helped bring people in to the Roanoke Valley Libertarians, and it didn't succeed. It didn't stick. I've had numerous individuals that I've looked up to, and I would tell people to follow individuals, like be like that person, if it might be Melissa or Charles or Caleb Coulter, because he was part of the Roanokeers for Ron Paul, and he was the first one that at the time I was pretty new to this thing, and since I liked Ron Paul, I did enjoy Caleb and a lot of the stuff that he talked about. He was able to say it very well. I think one of the best campaigns I enjoyed working was the Rob Sarvis campaign. I had so much fun doing that. And I guess it was when Rob ran for U.S. Senate, and he brought Will Hammer in, and Will ran in 2014 for the 6th district. And I was so happy that Sarvis came down here quite a bit. Hammer came down here. He came down here quite a bit. And I always wish we would have been able to get more individuals to help Will. He ran for House of Delegates twice against Dickie Black.
Dickie Bell. And funny thing, Brian, remember you and me kind of rated that one YouTube commercial we had. Remember Cup of Latte with the hammer?
Well, y'all did that. I didn't have nothing to do with that one. That was all y'all. So I never want to take credit for that. But no, I do remember when y'all started talking about that. But what more or less motivates me is I feel that we're in the right position where we're moving forward properly. So in turn, when I can see individuals and I can see the momentum that the Libertarian Party is getting and gaining, it makes me happy on that front. There are a couple like I said, there are a few mistakes that I've made, and I want to make sure that I correct it, because I don't think anyone should ever be a chair for numerous years. I think there should be a point when you step out and let a new, fresh set of eyes come along. And I've said that before, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. The
we need
executive.
to train our.
You need to be training everybody below you to be your success, to succeed you. And I think that's one thing.
It worked weird in the 5th district. I don't know how it worked out so well in the 5th district, where Eric took over before I stepped away, and then Derek stepped in behind Eric. I don't know how that happened. It's just by luck, I would say, but
more than likely it was
need to have
luck.
successors,
yeah, and like right now, if I was to God forbid, if I was to get hit by a bus and splattered all over, or if I moved, whichever one comes first. I would feel Will would do a fine job. The problem is, I don't want to hand over to Will something that I believe that hasn't been. I just don't want to hand him pieces of paper and go, well, here you go. You're now the new chair of the 6th district. I know he's the vice chair and stuff like that. And I think that's one of my failures as a leader. Is I don't think I've done well enough with the people of the 6th district. And what we were talking about yesterday, we've got to motivate individuals to come out. If you do not like Matt Waters, we'll just use him, or Cliff Hire, or Rob Sarvers, or Gary Johnson. Name the candidate that we've had. We need to motivate these individuals to go out there to help us get the 10%. Because like I said, yesterday or the day before, if we were able to go to an individual and say, look, you'll be on the ballot. You just got to go to the convention and get the people to vote for you. You're not going to have to spend $20,000, $30,000. That's going to be a massive motivator to a lot of individuals. I'm impressed that Joe Jorgensen. That just shows the power of the Libertarian Party, because I just read, or the chair of the LP National. He said over in Wisconsin, Joe has 85% no name recognition. So only 15% of the people knew who she was. But when they did the polling, it was like 45 to 45. Trump had 45, Biden has 45, and she had 5% in the poll. And I know I don't like being the spoiler. Not that I really care who loses, because they're both garbage, in my personal opinion. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that. I don't agree with them. But what I really want to see is, I'm tired of us being spoilers. Oh, I'll continue to spoil every race for the Democrats, and I'll spoil every race for the Republicans until they start. Because you put up some good candidates, you don't have to worry about anything getting spoiled, But
Yep.
like I wanted to say here, I know when in 2000, or let's see, so it had to be 2009, 2010. I remember laying in my bed, well, no, it was 2012. It was that late, 2012. And that was Gary Johnson's first campaign. And I went, am I ruining the country by helping Gary Johnson? And then I thought, well, what happens if Mitt Romney got in there? And I said, well, it's going to be this. It's going to be the exact same thing that's always happened. And Mitt Romney's turned out to be exactly what Mitt Romney's always been, and that's a Democrat. I mean, let's be honest.
Bulls clothing.
Yeah, so but you're supposed to believe, whoa, you got to vote red. That's what I got told. Vote red, no matter what. Okay. So I think the Libertarian Party has
there's a wave coming.
Yeah, sure. The only thing that I'll say about this, if
old fight,
I don't know what's going to happen in this election. I mean, I'm hearing so much, and I'm watching so many ballots have been destroyed. There was a guy, I just saw a video that they were at the guy was on video. He looked around, grabbed an ink pen, and he started writing something on a ballot. I think there's going to be a ton of fraud. I think there's going to be ballots of being thrown out because they're not properly done, or people are just taking them and throwing them into the landfill. They're prepping. The media's prepping, the candidates are prepping. Whoever wins the election, we're automatically supposed to sit here and go, they're not really the president. So I think Joe Rogan's talked about it in one of his podcasts, and I kind of leaning towards it. I think we are at a spot where you've got over 300 million people, and we've got one person's trying to lead the entire country. No one can become the leader and unify this country. The only way that's going to happen, like I've said in the past, would be if the sky splits open and God comes back down and walks on the earth. That's the only way you're going to have some type of unity. Right now, we're never going to have that unity.
We have so much division, it's ridiculous. We have people going out destroying political signs, and that really pissed me off when I read that a little bit ago, where somebody on Orange Avenue, I guess might have been the lady that lives on Orange Avenue's sign's been destroyed, which is up by the Dairy Queen on Orange Avenue. It's ridiculous that you're going to go out there and destroy a Joe Jorgensen sign. What did Joe Jorgensen do to you? What did we do to you? No,
How
nothing.
did y'all find out about that? How did you find out about that?
Eric got a message and said that the sign was destroyed. So I'm going to look at it tomorrow. I'm going to go down there and actually see if it's destroyed.
Well,
if it's destroyed, we might as well get the police involved, because that is illegal. And there's restaurants that have tape that can tell you exactly who did it.
Well, that's if they're willing to give up the tape.
That's true.
Because there was a lady I know who got hit in the. Huh?
People need to understand. No matter if you dislike Trump or dislike Biden or dislike Jorgensen, if you destroy a political sign, you can be criminally punished. Will we be politically punished or criminally punished? Probably not, but you can be. So think about it before you do something stupid like that.
Right. So, all right, man. We're at the 27-minute mark. Do you have anything else to put out?
Pretty much. Tomorrow's going to be comedy. The mute button's probably, unless another fly gets involved, the mute button's probably going to be the winner. Or hopefully it drives enough people insane to go back and crash Joe Jorgensen's website again, because people start looking her up and it creates more votes for Joe. Because we're going to see two clowns on the stage again tomorrow night. And, I'm going to watch it for comedy, but...
there is absolutely no way I'm going to watch it. I can tell you that first one was, I got myself so psyched up like it was going to be a UFC fight.
This is Trump talking to you. You have to watch it.
No.
It's going to be.
So, all right. So, I guess that will do it for tonight. As always, if you're watching this video, what's that?
I was going to say, let's plug a few things, some websites, some Facebook pages. We're talking about libertarians and how to get involved. You can go to Roanoke Valley Libertarians at rvlp.com, I think it is. You have
RVLP.org.
rvlp.org, lpvirginia.org, the Libertarian Party, lp.org. There's many Facebook pages where you can find us, the Roanoke Valley Libertarians. You're Martinsville Libertarians, Lynchburg area Libertarians. If you're listening further up, look up Libertarians in your local area, even listening from some other state. Where you'll be able to find a local affiliate, go there, get involved, because that's what changes. That's how we can change this thing and get this stuff run.
All right, so if you're watching this video at this point, please click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Smash the like button.
Smash the like.
And let's see, share the video. And then also, if you want to follow us on Twitter, go to Twitter, and we're at We Are MaxLib, WeAreMaxLib. Go there, follow us there, and our podcast comes up weekly. We will be having it up this week, and you can find it on Podbean, SoundCloud, and all the other hip places right here on YouTube, but all the other hip places you find your podcast. So please check it out, and hopefully you'll like what you hear. Spread the word, join the party. That's about it. So Dean said he was good. I'm good. So until next time, I'm Brian.
I'm Dean.
And we will see you later.